Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tando and welcome to another exciting episode of Life of a Freelancer in Film and Television. We are currently on episode 12 and I'm just so excited because what did you mean? I'm still shooting content. One thing about me, I know that I'm a very inconsistent girl, but I'm so proud of myself for the fact that I'm still here and the channel is also growing. So thank you to everybody that subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you guys, thank you so much. And if you're new, welcome Sana. Let's have fun, let's enjoy ourselves. So if you are new here and you don't know exactly what this channel is about, basically this series is called Life of a Freelancer in Film and TV. I started this series by documenting myself, because I still am documenting myself. I work as a freelancer in film and TV. And so I did explain to people that know that 1 minute as a freelancer you are working, the next minute you're not working. So I decided, because I was just like, I'm currently unemployed, let me do something with my life and just document myself as a freelancer who's currently unemployed. So I'm still doing that. But when I do start working, I will also show you guys the parts of my job and what I do. But besides that, this channel is basically a channel to celebrate anyone who is a freelancer in film and TV. I want to tell you guys that we see you, I see you, and I definitely understand that I understand how it feels to be a freelancer in this industry. And that's why today we are going to be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of being a freelancer in film and TV. But before we get to that, if you are new and you haven't subscribed, come on, do the right thing, please. Subscribe, guys. Like, I'm already unemployed. Can I at least get paid for this? You know what I mean? I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so please do the right thing and click that subscribe button and help us grow. Also, growing this channel means growing the community of freelancers in film and TV. We are going to be heard. We are going to have these conversations more and more. And at some point, I'll even have maybe a few guests of freelancers. We can just discuss and just talk about our lives basically, and explain to you, whoever doesn't understand what this industry is about, and just basically explain to you what it is that we do as freelancers, the life, the reality of being a freelancer in film and TV. That's coming up, but for now, since we're still a young community, let's continue to grow this channel up until we get to that point. Okay, so now that the intro is done, I feel like today I did my best with that intro. I'm a today we're going to be talking about advantages and disadvantages of being a freelancer in film and TV. Like, I know if you are a freelancer and you're sitting at home, you do know what I'm talking about. You do know that there are moments where you're just like, oh my gosh, this is the best. I love being a freelancer. It's great. And then there are moments where you're just like, I don't know. Hey, this thing is not easy, man. Yeah, like, it's tough. So today I want to talk about that. Guys, please, if anybody relates to anything that I'm about to say, or you disagree, or you feel like you want to add a point, feel free to comment below. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm talking by myself. I don't want to feel like I'm talking alone. If you here and you do understand or relate, or you just feel like, nah, disagree, ma'am, please feel free to engage and comment. I really do appreciate that. Anyway, I don't know if I want to start with advantages or I want to start with disadvantages. Like, if you're a film student, film students are also welcome, guys. Like, actors, I don't know, hustlers, you are all welcome. Freelancers, actually, if you're a freelancer doing anything, I think you would definitely relate and you'd understand what I'm about to talk about. Also, like I said, if you are still new in the industry and you're trying to understand exactly what it is about, I hope I said that right, because I'm not going to say it again, then you need to know these things now before you get into this industry. Because if you do not know, somebody has to tell you, and that person is me. Okay? All right. So I'm thinking maybe I should do it like this. I'm going to say advantages, and then I'm going to put disadvantages. I think it's better that way, so that I don't just say advantages, and then disadvantages. Now I want 50-50, za. And then, yeah. Yeah, this is basically based on my experience, obviously. But I know that as freelancers, we all go through the same thing, if not even more. You know what I mean? If you haven't experienced any of this and you're a freelancer, good for you. Well done. Like, you're very, very lucky. You are God's favorite. Advantages. Advantage number one. Apparently, I say this because I've never worked on I've never been permanent. I've always been a freelancer. So apparently there is more money when you are working as a freelancer. There is more money compared to when you are permanently employed by a production company. When you work as a freelancer, apparently there's more money. I say apparently because I'm yet to experience more money. But I won't lie. On some productions I've worked on, I do feel like I've gotten paid so much money. On some, I side eye those production companies, but I'd say apparently because a lot of people who works as freelancers, they do say that there's more money as a freelancer. That's why most people do it for years, freelancing, because they prefer to work as a freelancer because there's more money than working permanently in one company and you just get paid the same amount forever. So that is an advantage. For me, that's why I'm putting apparently at ngapambili, because I just feel like I still need to get paid more money, guys. But I want to put it there because I have no experience as a permanent, so I'll join in on people who say there's more money. So there's more money. Okay, if you want to be a freelancer, you must know that you're going into it knowing that you are most likely going to get paid more than someone who's permanent. Get that, okay? And then a disadvantage of working as I want to read this, of working as a freelancer is that sustainability. I say that. In most cases, the money you make, you have to save it because there's no guarantee that you're going to get the next job. So for example, if you have a job and you work on that job for 4-5 months, you need to make sure that on that money that you are getting, save some for rent, save some for when times are quiet. So you really can't really sustain that money. You can't be out here blowing your money as much as like the way you want, because you must think, in the next couple of months, unless it's confirmed you have another job lined up. But in most cases, as freelancers, you work on the job hoping that there's something else lined up. Like we don't stop working. It's not, you're just not guaranteed on the next job when it comes to working as a freelancer. So that money that you're making, you need to save it. Like, you're working to save, basically. Yes, there's more money, but like you're working to save. So it doesn't sustain you like proper, like when you have a permanent job. That is disadvantage number one. Okay, now back to the advantages, girl. I'm gonna read this again because I wrote it down. When you're a freelancer, there's more exciting experiences when working as a freelancer. Like you get to travel for not all the jobs, but in most jobs you get to travel for free. You get to see other places without spending money from your own pockets. Like some people that get jobs, they get to travel outside of the country. They don't pay for the trip. They don't pay for accommodation. They don't pay for the experience. You're basically doing all of that, obviously, while working, but you are getting paid for that experience. So like you get paid for working, and then also you get paid to be living there. Isn't that exciting? I like that. Some people travel outside of the country for work. Some people travel all over. For me, my experience has been traveling across the country. And I'm just like, I get to do all of these things and I don't use my money. Like, I get paid to do all of this, to do everything here. So I think it's one of the most amazing experiences and advantages about being a freelancer, because you get to get experience. Like, you'll be like, I've been here, I lived here, and then I didn't pay any money. The production paid for everything. Me, I just got there and I did my work. So that is advantage number two. So if you want to travel and experience, pray whenever you look for work that you get a job that will make you go outside and travel and get experience other places. It's not all the jobs, but it's in most cases truly like, you are good. If you are booked and busy and you've been in the industry for a long time as a freelancer, chances are you've had jobs where you were away for some time. I think that's exciting. I love that. Disadvantage number 2. Okay, now we are on disadvantages. Okay, it's not all happy daisy here. Yeah, guys, it's not always happy daisy here. Disadvantage number 2 is that, I'm gonna read it, please. There are no benefits working as a freelancer. People who are permanent, they have benefits. Like, they have medical aids, they've got pension funds, they have, what other benefits are there? Life insurance are being paid, is paid by the company. What else? There's so many benefits that people get who are permanent from the companies. But when you're working as a freelancer, you don't get that. Unfortunately, you need to figure yourself out as a freelancer. That's where the sustainability comes from. Because yes, you have this job, but are you going to be able to sustain yourself and pay for that medical aid if you're not working for 3 months? Are you going to be able to pay for that life insurance or the car insurance or whatever? You know what I mean? So that's when it gets a bit tricky as a freelancer, because you need to get all these things by yourself with your own money. Like the money that you get paid, you need to figure yourself out. Like, I need to pay for my medical aid with my own salary. I need to pay, obviously with your own salary, but the thing is, paying with your own salary is not a problem. The problem is when you are out of work for some time. Now you can't afford to pay for all these things. You know what I mean? And being out of work, it could be for 2 months, it could be for 2 weeks, or it could be for more than that. But in this industry, sometimes it can be it can be quiet. So you must always remember that, guys. Like, it's very, very difficult. That's why you find most actors, when it's some time later on their careers, maybe they get broke, they're sick, they're asking for people to send them money, they're asking for fans to send them money. That's because we can't sustain ourselves. Kunzima bethonana, because siyasebenza siphinde singasebenzi. And the production companies that we work for, they only pay you your salary, and then kutsalu tax, and then that's where it ends. You must always remember there are no benefits working as a freelancer. You must figure yourself out. Like, you must just figure yourself out. An advantage. Let's go back to the good things. Advantages, okay? So an advantage of being a freelancer is that, I'm gonna read this. I said, thrill of working on a new project, and most probably make new contacts, make new friends, work with new crew, new cast. Like, you just never know what to expect, man. It's like, whenever you're confirmed for a new job, you're just like, yeah, who's gonna be there? Ooh, like, what job is it? Like, who's the producer? Who's the producer? Who's this? Who's that? It's just exciting, because you're just like, like new cast, new crew members. Some crew members, obviously, because you've worked with in some production. But it's just like, you just don't know what to expect on this new project. That's just the excitement. Whenever you get confirmed with a new job, you're just like, I wonder, what am I going to expect on this job? What is it that I'm gonna get? Is it gonna be fun? Is it gonna be depressing? You just never know what to expect. And I think that's what we enjoy. I think that's what I enjoy as a freelancer. I'm just like, guys, I get bored so easily. Working on the same production for 10 years with the same people, with the same cast and crew, I'd lose my mind. But when you get hired every 6 months, someone is hiring you and they're saying that, come join this production, we are doing this, we're going here, we're doing this. It's just like, and that happens all the time. It doesn't stop. As a freelancer, it doesn't stop. You work on this job, you finish, you start another job. When you start another job, that's the same feeling happens again. You know what I mean? So it's just like thrill, it's just excitement, it's just that, you know what I mean? You never know what to expect. I think that's what I like. Well, that's the advantage that I could think of. You guys must add if you have more advantages, but that's what I could think of. Going back again to the disadvantages. I say this, but again, this is based on my experience. If you have, or if you feel different about what I'm about to say, it's fine. You can disagree, or you can add. So, and disadvantage number 3 is that in most cases, you must buy everything cash. We as freelancers, we don't qualify for credits, we don't qualify for loans because we don't have permanent contracts. So it's not easy for these companies to trust us. You know what I mean? You go and you're like, I want to get a car, I want to get a loan to get a car. You have a contract for 6 months or you have a contract for 3 months. Do you think that these productions, the companies are gonna trust you? They're not gonna trust you. You know what I mean? So for us, it's like, if you want to buy anything, you need to, unless you've built your credit or you have your spouse or you have someone to help you out. But if you're doing life alone like me, it gets very, very, very tricky because these companies and the banks are not gonna trust. Sana, why would I give a loan to someone who I know they only guaranteed work for 6 months? And then after that, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? So it gets very, very tricky for us. We don't qualify. Guys, we just don't qualify. You know, if you qualified, you're lucky. For a phone contracts are easy, you can qualify. But like the rest, it gets very, very tricky. And that's why some people save money and they buy everything cash, which is also tricky sometimes because how am I going to save enough money if I only get to work for 6 months or for 3 months and then I'm at home for another 2 months and then again. Okay. Oh, guys, I had to fix my camera. It was a bit too bright. I'm sure you guys could pick it up, but now I've fixed it. Where are we? We're back to advantages, right? Okay. Advantages. Advantage number 4 is that you get to have freedom. Like flexibility and freedom will always be your thing when you work as a freelancer because it's like 1 minute I'm at work and then the next minute I'm in Cape Town, you know, because I have time, you know, I have time. It's not like I have to submit a leave to my employer for me to be able to be where I want to be when I want to be. That's what I like about being a freelancer, especially when you just finished the job and you got so much money. You get to do whatever. You don't have to be like, yeah, I have to wait for my leave to be approved. Excuse me, we don't do that here. Sir, ma'am. Every day for us is a holiday, okay? Can I tell you that? When you have money. Every day for you is a holiday. So, like you can finish a job. Once you finish a job, you're just like, okay, cool, I got like 2 weeks, I got like 3 weeks, I got a month. What am I going to do with this time? And then you get to do whatever you want to do. That's what I like. Flexibility and freedom is their best when it comes to being a freelancer. It's like, no, don't worry, we can make plans for when, for July. Oh yeah, I finished my job. I finished this project on the 28th of June. I'll be in Cape Town for the whole month of July. You can't get that if you're permanent in the company. You can't do that. You need to apply for a leave, babes. We don't do that, okay? We don't do that, babes. Get into it. So that's what I like. That's what I like about, you know, being a freelancer. Disadvantages. Back to the sad part. Mentally and financially, being a freelancer could be draining. Not draining. It could be draining, guys. Like, you can sit at home for months and months without work. I've been sitting at home for 2 months now. Yes, I've been sitting at home for 2 months without work. And financially, that is now becoming a sad moment for you because there's no money coming in. The money that you saved, it's running out. Mentally, not having a job is depressing. This doesn't have to be a freelancer situation. This is just in general. Not having a job as a freelancer is depressing. Also, I think the other thing that depresses you more when you are a freelancer and you're unemployed and you've been sitting at home for months, it's seeing other freelancer work. That is the worst. You go into Instagram, you see one of the people that you know who are freelancers, they are on set, another day on set, or like another day in the production office. You're just like, put me on, what job are you on? You know, and it's a thing in your mind that you're just like, I know there's a production somewhere, there are people working, so that means there are jobs, but why am I not being hired? Why am I not hired? You know, it's so stressful. It could lead to depression. depression. You could be depressed being a freelancer, especially when you are not finding work. It's sad. It's sad reality, but it's true. And also now you don't have money. Now all your money that you saved is gone. You don't have anywhere else to, you don't know what to do, you know? So you must think about that when you want to start your career and work as a freelancer in film. Think about the fact that it's not always rosy, it's not always sunshine. Sometimes it can be really, really dark. And the dark moments can last for about 3 months, 4 months, you know? And advantage number 5, I've never got to experience this personally. I wish I could. I think I'm going to get to a point in my life where I actually get to, when I get to this level. But for me personally, I am not on this level because I'm still a desperate freelancer who still need work. But I know there are people in the industry who are freelancers who have reached this level. This is the level. Sometimes you get to choose the people you want to work with. You even choose the project that aligns with your goals. You know, you're just like, oh, you want me to work on this project? Oh no, sorry, I don't want to because I don't feel like I align or I understand the vision or all of those things. Or sorry, if you want me to work on this project, please put Tando, please put this person, please put this person on this project, and then I'll be on this project. You know, so that's what I like. Another thing, freedom. You know, just like get to do the stuff that you want to do, and nobody can tell you otherwise because they want you to be part of that project. So you just get to choose. You don't dare go to the office and have to deal with the same people every day without, like, you have no choice. You just have to deal with these people. That's what I like about, you know, I'm freelancing. But again, the part where you have to choose the people you want to work with, I haven't reached that level. Also, the part where you have to choose a project, I also haven't reached that level. But I will, though. I know that I will, but not yet. But that's one of the advantages of working as a freelancer. It's just that you get to choose, man. You're your own boss, bruh. You're just like, you get to be deciding. Like, nah, I don't want to do this. Nah, I don't want to do this. Oh yeah, I like this. Also, like, if you guys are not treating me well, I can literally leave this production. I don't give a damn. I'll find something else. You know what I mean? And not worry about, I don't know what permanent people worry about before they leave their job. And then the disadvantages, I'm just going to combine these two. It's working on a public holiday. We all know this, freelancers, let's be honest. We all know this. Working on a public holiday is a real thing when you're a freelancer in productions. Yes, long weekends, it does. Come on now. We don't get to do that. We don't get to celebrate that. Please, let's not even pretend, okay? Production cannot afford it. Production cannot afford you guys to be away for 4 days. No. Well, people are saying, ooh, long weekend. Today we are just like, ooh, my day off, 1 day off. When is my day off? That's what we know. Let's not act because we know that's true. And then the other thing is just being away from home, you know, like what I was talking about, saying that having those exciting experiences, being away and doing things for free. Well, the disadvantage for that is the fact that you now get to be away from your family, from your friends, from your loved ones, from your partner for a very long time. Sometimes they're not long, sometimes it's long. My experience is quite like a long time. But as much as it has that, it's a disadvantage, like the money. But anyway, so yeah, like being away, if you're a person who struggles being away from home for a very long time, then you will struggle as a freelancer, especially when you get an away job. Also, those long weekends, you're not gonna get that. You're gonna get your 1 day off, you're good. Maybe if you're lucky 2 days, but not the long weekend. Public holidays, what's the call time? You need to be on set. Excuse me, and that's how it is. So you don't get to have all these nice benefits that permanent people get. You don't get to do that. You're your own boss, ne? Yeah. Be at work, my brother. Be at work, my sister. So basically, that's that. Thank you so much, guys. If you feel like you wanna add or you want to disagree and be like, girl, you can't be saying that because me as a freelancer, I've had it. No, okay, it's fine, no worries. There's a comment section. Feel free and leave your leave whatever, like leave your comment, leave your opinion, leave like a suggestion, I don't know, whatever, guys. Like, I'm open. I really want to have these conversations with you guys. That's it. This is so exciting. That's it. Thank you so much for coming through to my YouTube channel. Thank you for coming through to this series. It's called Life of a Freelancer in Film and Television, where I basically tell you everything about being a freelancer. I'm gonna tell you all the secrets. And if you haven't subscribed, please, babes, do the right thing, subscribe. Come on now, let's grow. Do that. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Like, I honestly truly do appreciate. Like, I can't even act this. Thank you so much. Like, love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Do not forget, please, to follow the account or the profile for this series on Instagram. It's Life of a Freelancer .tv. No, Life of a Freelancer _ film.tv. You know what, guys, if I'm getting it wrong, it's probably somewhere here. This one, okay? Please. Or go onto this profile, mine, here on YouTube, and then click on the links and then follow. Or somewhere on the description box, it's somewhere there. Just click on the link and follow. But anyway, thank you guys. This is so nice. Bye-bye.